Okay, so my video editing software is not working right now, which is really frustrating because I bought it outright. But I guess that's just driving me more towards making these just like point and shoot videos. This one's going to be specifically just documenting. I'm not sure if you follow Gary Vee or how you feel about him, but he makes a really good point that we need to be doing more documenting than just creating, right? When we're creating, we're specifically making content for the algorithm and with a purpose. It's more like promoting the destination than sharing the journey. So that's what I'm doing here. And I want to share that I just completed my first Google ad. And I want to tell you why I'm doing that versus trying to build an audience on social media like I had been doing for over the past decade. So I'm really trying to break out of this like social media box. I jumped on like with everybody, like, with everybody, right? When we jumped on like Instagram and Twitter and all of these places where we had to find a nice way to package ourselves in, 160 characters in our bio, something like that. And I always felt really stifled by that. I felt really confined, and it didn't work for me. And so I would try to create all these different personas based on whatever I was working on at the time, whichever one I was most excited about. And people don't really like that. If they follow a food channel, they don't want it to eventually become, an animal channel or a fashion vlog. So I found it really frustrating that I couldn't like figure this thing out. So what I'm doing now is I'm just reaching out to multiple audiences. So instead of creating a social media channel and advertising to my audience under that channel, I am creating all my niche products, and I'm going to use Google Ads to target them individually. This is going to be a little different than the way that most people have done it, but I'm not most people. I consider myself a multi-potentialite. I'm very multifaceted. And so although I am a storyteller and a sort of teacher, guide, whatever archetype you want to use, by nature, the subject matter is very different. And so in order to not frustrate my audience or frustrate myself, I'm going to go kind of underground with my advertisement and just advertise directly to the audience that needs the product I just created. And by product, it's mainly books and ebooks and things of a writing and storytelling nature. So this is a little bit different, but I want to put this advice out here because I see that things are shifting on social media. A lot of people jumped on this bandwagon of creating content in a way that's very similar to pyramid schemes or self-help schemes. That's one that I know firsthand because I definitely got caught up in that, where there's all this content being made saying, hey, I'm making all this money doing my art, and really they're not making that money doing their art. They're making that money telling you that they're making money doing their art. And so what I want to do here is not try to have this be transactional where because you're watching my content, now I want you to go purchase something I bought. No, the things I made may not even apply to you. The Google ad I just did was for a book on how I healed myself from TMJ. This is not a hard sell, right? So that's a very niche topic that is just not going to resonate with everyone. So why even tell you about it? Unless, of course, you have TMJ, which in that case, go to my website and go check it out. But even my landing pages that I'm creating for these products, they're not even visible on the standard navigation, because I don't want people to be clicking around and then get kind of confused and say, oh, where am I? There's all these different topics. So that's an option. If you have a website and you're creating lots of different products for different audiences, you can make your different pages not visible and just link ads to those pages, and that's how people will get there. So yeah, I'm just referencing my notes here because I get a little excited when I speak. Spirit comes through me. But yes, we want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the financial investment. I think what has been so profound about social media in creating success for regular everyday people is that there has been no requirement of an upfront financial investment. And that can work for people, especially if you have a niche or if you are very focused in what it is that you offer. If you're that kind of person, hey, we just have some people out here who just hold it down for X, Y, and Z, and that's what they do. And then we have other people who are more researchers, explorers, and we like to dabble in all sorts of different topics. And so if you fall into the latter category like I do, regular social media may not work for you. Because although you won't have to make a financial investment up front, you're going to have to invest a lot with your time, and it's going to be frustrating because you don't fit into a box. So don't try to do that. You have to understand, you have to recognize that time is also money, right? All the money that you have, unless you're independently wealthy, which why the hell would you be watching this video? Hey, it can still help some people, right? But all of this money that you have, you had to work for. You exchanged your time or your services, which is still time, for that money. So just invest the money and stop wasting your time, right? You may get a larger return in your investment if you just go directly and invest money instead of wasting hours and weeks and months and years of your time. Okay? And it's an experiment. Just like things have been an experiment on social media, and they may or may not have worked for you. If they didn't work for you, try going the ads route. And now I want to talk about, I said I'm specifically doing Google ads. You can advertise through social media. Instagram, for instance, makes it really easy for you to advertise with like a couple clicks of a button. The thing with that is, with someone like me, I don't go on Instagram that often, and so I recently changed my profile to private, and that was for some other personal reasons. So I have a personal account. Instagram requires you to have a business account, and for you to open your account, your channel up, or wait, it's not channel, this is YouTube, your page up for people to be able to see who the ad is linked to. And now you could create a separate business page. But again, that takes time. And you're going to look a little bit scammy if now you have this brand new page that's coming out around the same time as your ad, and you don't have followers and you don't have posts. So again, we're going back to your time is money. But another thing is that if you choose to advertise on social media, think about when you use social media. It may be on your lunch break at work, you're just looking for a little entertainment. Maybe after work, you're looking to decompress. Saturday, Sunday morning, you're sleeping in and you're just scrolling and you're just looking for a little bit of entertainment. You're not actually looking to buy anything. And so placing ads on these sites can be a little bit of a nuisance, right? Think about YouTube, for instance. You can't wait for those 5 seconds to be up to just, skip ad. And now they're kind of changing things on us too, right? Keep us on our toes. So you don't want to be that inconvenience. You don't want to be that nuisance in someone else's life. But if you use a platform such as Google, where people are going and searching for answers to their problems, then you come as a refreshing solution, right? They're delighted to see what you have to offer because it's a remedy to whatever problem they're facing. So that's why I'm doing Google Ads. Obviously, you can do whatever you want, but that's what I'm doing. And yeah, I just want to encourage you to practice different strategies. If something is really mainstream and it's not working for you, ask questions. I mean, right now we have all this sort of AI. I use ChatGPT and I'll just ask questions like, hey, you can ask, I use the voice feature a lot, and I will ask 4-minute long questions or at least give it a 4-minute long prompt and be like, hey, this is what I do. This is who I am. These are the products I offer. Like, what do you think is the best strategy for me? And then just use that as a resource. But I think the social media landscape is changing. And if you are a true creative where you are creating solutions, art is also a solution. I consider art and products. One may be a solution to like a physical problem, and the other is a solution to a mental, spiritual, emotional need that people have. But if you are a true creative in this sense, then you also need to get creative with how you put your work out there and how you get compensated for the energy that you put in it. Because we now have access to literally the whole entire world that's online, right? So use it to your advantage. And if you're a multi-potential light, if you are tired of putting yourself in a box, stick around because I'm going to be sharing my journey on this path of trying to get unboxed. And I am hoping that you will also share in the comments what you're working on and any strategies that are helping you, and how they can help me or anybody else that's looking in the comments for some help. So thank you if you've made it this far, and bye. We'll talk later.